Hey my beauty babes, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are actually going to be diving into details as far as how I hydrate my face. My face is very oily, so I have a routine for you guys if you're oily like me on how to hydrate and prep your skin for a long lasting makeup look. So if you're interested in watching how I went from this to this, stay tuned and keep watching. Also, make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe to this channel. Make sure that you are following me on Instagram as well, and stay tuned and keep watching. Okay, so in the clip, you're going to see that I made my bottle of water. It's just some spring water, nothing fancy, just some Ozarka, Texas spring water, y'all. Nothing too crazy. I just put a few blueberries in. You know, blueberries are good for antioxidants, and this is one of the important fruits that you should keep inside your body, whether you juice it, put it in your water, however you choose. Blueberries are very, very good for you. Another key for hydrating your skin, of course, if nothing else, drink your water. So we're starting off with drinking our water, sis. That's very important. Next, what I like to do when I'm prepping my skin, again, my face is oily. So what I like to go in with first and foremost before I wash deep cleanse my skin when I'm going to bed, before I put on any makeup foundation, I always like to pre-cleanse my face with these tea tree wipes. I get these from Trader Joe's. If I'm not mistaken, they're about $3.99. If I can't, I will link them below. Oh my God, I cannot talk. If I can, I will link these tea tree wipes below. Again, I think they're $3.99, very inexpensive. They work wonders. They feel amazing on your skin. They're not too harsh, very thin wipes, nothing too crazy. See if y'all can see that. Super, super thin. And we just wipe our face with it, just like a regular wipe, call it a day, okay? Secondly, since we're sticking to hydrating the face, I like to go in with my micellar water. I love this stuff. I live for this, okay? So this is just to make sure, and this is just to reassure that we're getting all of the makeup, any dirt, any oils off of our face. And because tea tree wipes is known for drying out the skin as more of a toner, we like to make sure that we're hydrating. So let's go back in with some micellar water so we can make sure that the skin is nice and prepped and ready for a makeup application. And every product that I use, I'm going to put a link below for you guys. I typically get all of my products from Target, so I'll link everything below, and I'll also try to look up a screen record that I can go from Google, and then I'll put it on the side of the screen for you guys as well, so you can kind of get a visual and you can have the link as well. So now we're just gonna let this dry in our skin, get into our pores. Okay, let that dry. Drink some more water, because honey, one is not enough. We need about 6 to 8 of these a day. So let's keep drinking, hydrating that skin. Lips, I like to just go in with regular Carmex. I like the lip balm. I use the squeeze one as well. I really don't use the finger one because naturally that's like adding possible bacteria to your lips. And possibly into your mouth, you know, because you put a little bit on your lips, that travels. So I like to really go in with the Carmex chapstick. I really love this for my lips. And then I actually found this at the hair store. I buy these pretty often. I get about 4 of these at a time. It is the Gold Lip Gel with Vitamin E. It's the NK Makeup brand. It's very inexpensive, like $1.99, $1.49 if I'm not mistaken. And I like to go in with this. It's super hydrating. It's not too sticky. It's not too oily. It's like the perfect consistency. So you want to make sure that you don't forget the lips. I know sometimes we kind of neglect our lips because that's not something that we really just focus in on. Lips are just as important as it is for the rest of your face as well. So we're hydrating the inside of our skin, the outside of our skin. We're drinking our water. We have prepped our skin, like pre-prepped our skin, because now we're gonna prep with some primer, and we have prepped our lips. So Next, again, I'm oily, so I'm going to be combining 2 different products, but we're still hydrating our face. So I like to go in with this Revolution hydrating primer. It's very lightweight, very thin. It is very liquidy, so be careful when you open it. Very, very liquidy, okay? So we want to put this on our face. And I just kind of do it like so. Do not shy away from primer. If it's not matte, if it's not a matte primer, don't shy away from it, okay? And we're just gonna take a brush, and I'm not pressing it too hard. I'm just kind of lightly in circular motions, just kind of like moving it into my skin. Again, you don't want to wipe it away. And I don't want to use a beauty blender, even though a beauty blender would be ideal for hydrating the face when it comes to putting on everything, but you don't want to wipe this primer away, especially because I'm going to be combining it with another product. I want to make sure that this is the base, and this is what's important because this is the go to hydrate. This dry into the skin, and then we're going to apply the next product into our T-zone. Now we're going to go in with the L'Oreal Paris Infallible Matte Lock Primer. This is the mattifying base primer, and it's long wear, so this is what I like to use. It's actually like the opposite. Naturally it's matte, so it's the opposite consistency from the Revolution. So I like to put this in my T-zone and right here, because this is typically where I get oily. So if you're oily like me, sometimes it's only in certain areas that you get oily. So just put them in those areas. You don't want to put too much. When it comes to matte products, you don't want to put too much into your skin. So just enough, okay? And we're just going to buff that into the skin. And let's make sure that we keep the matte in the areas that you actually need it. Let's not try to apply it all the way into the skin, okay? So we're just gonna kind of buff that in. This is when I say I actually put a little too much. That's okay, because it's not too much, but I could have done without some of it. But you just wanna kind of let that dry and kind of just work it into the areas specifically that you need it. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. I'm just gonna use an Anastasia pencil. I'm gonna go do my brows off camera, and I'll be right back with you guys. Now that I've went in with my foundation, everyone's not like me, but I typically like to go in with a shade or two depending on the season, depending on the shade of my skin tone and my body and the contrast. What I typically like to do is to go in with a shade or two darker, and then I like to do a very slight orange undertone too, because I like to also do a contrast with a yellow or golden undertone with my concealer. So this is just my personal preference. So I went in with the Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation. Now it says full coverage, and it does give you a very nice coverage. I don't think it's completely just full because I can still see my impurities just a little bit, but it's the perfect amount of coverage for me and what I'm trying to do. e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Okay, the satin finish. And this is in the shade Tan Neutral. So since I'm not going in with a, typically I like to go in with two different concealers, and because I'm not going in with two different concealers, this is kind of like my highlight and all-in-one. So I'm just gonna put a little bit in the corners of my face, where my eyes and my nose meet, right there. Okay, then we're gonna put some on the chin, right in the center. Remember, not too much. A little bit here because we're gonna spread it, and then some in the center of the nose, and then a little here. Okay, then I just do a little here because I like to make sure I have enough for the crease of my nose. Almost out. This is my OG. I love this. I should have another one, but let me go get another one. Okay, so I actually didn't realize that I still had another one of these. I went to Sephora one day and I had been seeing this and I was curious about it. So I have the Avian like water setting spray. So I'm actually gonna go in with that because I really do like this. Even though I kind of feel like it's a rip-off because it's like, is it water or is it a formula? So just gonna do a little spray. And we're just gonna let that set into the face. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with that same beauty blender and we're just gonna blend this out. And by the way, guys, I didn't mention to you, all of the products that I am using are completely drugstore. If I'm not mistaken, every single product that I'm using today, beauty blenders and brushes included, except for a few because they came off Amazon, a pack of like 30 brushes though for $15. Everything is drugstore, guys. So again, I'm going to link everything that I'm using below, and I'm going to try to put a little screenshot, a little video, picture, whatever on the side of the video as I'm using these products so you all can really see everything in detail for you guys. And I really want to make sure that you all are getting the most bang for your buck. You know what I mean? You don't have to spend a lot of money to, you know, execute good makeup applications. Like, you really don't need much, and this is coming from a professional makeup artist, a professional esthetician. Like, you don't need a lot of money to make your face look expensive. I might actually do a video on that, like how to make your face look expensive for cheap. Don't try to steal my stuff, but I'm gonna buff that out a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to set our face. I like to use this though because I'm able to highlight a little bit and use my lighter powders, and I don't have to buy many powders, so that's why I'm using this one. But typically I'll go in with just this one. This one is the Black Radiance Loose Setting Powder. This is in the shade Banana, okay? So this is what I typically will use, but I'm gonna actually go in with this one. And since we're hydrating the face, you know what? I wasn't gonna go in with a contour, but let's go in with a contour. So I'm gonna go in with the 16-Hour Camo Concealer by e.l.f. It's the e.l.f. 16-Hour Wear Camo Concealer. I'm just going with just a little bit, not too much. It's, you know, pretty close to my skin tone. Conceal. Okay. Do a little on the nose. My Dome Stipple Brush by e.l.f. And as a fellow esthetician, do not do what I just did and have dirty brushes. I'm literally just doing this video spur of the moment for you guys. So my brushes were not prepped. Clean brushes only, okay? Just a little bit of the Sacha Buttercup, not too much, okay? Not too much, okay? Go in with that. Tap, tap, tap. A little tap, tap, tap. Okay, and then we're just right up under the eye. Press. Okay, because you want to make sure that's set so that it does not crease, okay? And a little light tap. Just like that, okay? You just want to buff that into the skin. You don't want that to sit too much. You want that to buff, okay? You want to buff that and put that into the skin. Then you want to use the moisture from your beauty blender, and you want to push whatever excess moisture you have into that beauty blender into your skin as you're pressing that powder, because the contrast of the powder and the moisture from the beauty blender tongue-tied, is what's going to help you hydrate but still mattify your face, okay? So I'm just setting everything with the first little layer of powder, okay? Make sure that you set your neck too, okay? Guys will appreciate this rule. Set your neck, okay? You don't want that makeup to run. It's very lightweight. And you want to go in with that powder, okay? And do a little light layer like that, okay? Just like that. Okay, just like that, all right? Broken, gotta fix it. I'll do a video on how to fix your broken powder palettes. Just gonna go in with a black or Real Techniques blush brush. My brush with my foundation and just kind of buff that out. Okay. Very, very, very hydrated, but still super matte. It feels amazing. I feel I feel matte, like I know my makeup isn't going anywhere, but I still feel super hydrated. I don't feel tight. I don't feel super like matted out. I've had a lot of times where I know that I'm oily, so in my mind I thought that it was best to make sure that I was kind of excessively dry so that I wouldn't get oily. But when your face doesn't get any moisture at all, it tends to produce excess oil, because it's like it needs to make sure that there's plenty of oil for the skin. So you want to still make sure that you're hydrating your face prior to putting on any foundation, and while you're putting on your foundation, make sure that you're finding different types of primers and not just one. I have a lot of matte primers, a lot of matte sprays, but I also make sure that I mix a little bit of hydration, a little bit of water-based, sometimes oil, just depending on what it's giving, what the season is giving, what my skin is giving. So again, this was very, very simple, very, very easy. I'm going to finish out the complete look, give you the whole, you know, hair and everything, kind of give you everything, put my lashes on and give what it needs to give, honey. But yes, this is very simple, very inexpensive. Again, everything is on the screen for you guys on the side, and it's also going to be linked below. Everything can be found at Target, lip included. So thank you guys again for watching. Stay tuned for more videos like this. I love my beauty babes so much. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe to this video and to the rest of my videos. Make sure you're catching up, okay? Because I'm going to keep going. It's time to keep going and keep going and keep going. So again, enjoy the rest of this video. Look at the final look. And thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.